Hello, fellow Planeswalkers. I am your host, Swagloro here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my very first Magic the Gathering online video, as well as the first video ever to go on my channel. So, this is going to be my deck tech for Challenge Week 18, long absent of the Slayer's Stronghold EDH group. Basically what we do is every month we will have a different theme that is sort of the build around for our decks. So for example, this week, long absent, or this month, I'm sorry, we have to have a commander that's at least 2 years old and less than 500 decks built on EDHRec. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my list, and also I will record the game once it actually starts, and I'll also have a little warm-up game just to show you guys how it runs. So first off, the land count's a little low at 27, but I have so many high impact value cards that I kind of don't really care. So, yes, there are times where the hands will be a little cloggy or unplayable, but I would say about 80% of the time I'm able to reliably play the game in a pretty normal fashion. So for the lands, starting off with, we'll go over the basics, I guess. So I have, I believe, 6 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, okay. I have 8 forests, and I know I have a bit more mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's right. Actually, I had like 12 mountains originally, but I started cutting some. And I believe 6 swamps. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so I have 8 mountains, 8 forests, and 6 swamps. The reason for the split is because red and green are my 2 dominant colors, and black is a lot more accessible for me because of the whole Urborg Cabal Coffers combo, and also I have a creature that we will get into a little bit later that kind of makes it a non-issue anyway. But yeah, all in all, that is a total of 22 basics and 5 are unbasic. So for those 5, I'm running Command Tower just because it's a pretty good generic catch-all land, right? Cabal Coffers, which is 2 generic tap, add black for each swamp you control, which combos great with another land we're running, which is Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, which turns every land into a swamp in addition to its other types. We also are running Cabal Stronghold, which is basically just a toned down version of it. It costs 1 more, and it's add black for each basic swamp, so it's a little bit worse. And then we are running Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, which also combos with the card I hinted at previously, which, spoiler alert, is Dryad of the Elysian Grove. So the way that works is Dryad of the Elysian Grove makes all your lands every land type. So basically, once you hit 5 land drops with Dryad of the Elysian Grove, you can start bolting people every single time you hit a land drop, which is great. And also, of course, it's inherent color fixing, so that's really nice. Especially since some of our spells in here are pretty specific color costed, which I'm sure you can see a little bit of that now. Anyway, moving into the actual list itself, we have the main general of the deck, who's an Oakenshield. This is a very nice reserved list card that I really, really, really like. He's one of my favorite commanders. I think he's right behind Sin Triplets as my favorite commander. Second favorite commander of all time. And yeah, so real fast, let me actually pull up the stats because I have the stats for it right here. As of about, what was that? As of a week and a half ago, only 72 decks on EDHRec actually have an Oakenshield as their general. It came out in Legends, 1994, and it is Jund, so a red, a green, and a black for a 1/2 legendary creature human knight with a very simple yet very effective text box that reads as follows: Jund, tap, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And then it's got some pretty cool flavor text that kind of reminds me of almost, what was that show, with the killer rabbit, that like ate everybody. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about though. And it's like, and at his passing, the bodies of the world's great warriors shall rise from their graves and follow him to battle. The Anvilonian Grimoire. But anyway, that's my ancient and then Oakenshield Knight Noble voice or whatever. Anyway, yeah. So two cards that go amazingly well in here with this is Entomb and Buried Alive. And they're basically the exact same card. Entomb costs 1 black, search your library for any card, put it into your graveyard, and shuffle your library. Buried Alive is actually, believe it or not, a bit better than this. So for 2 and a black, you search the library for up to 3 specifically creature cards, put them in your graveyard, then shuffle your library. So it's great utility because it allows you to just tutor for your 3 best creatures, depending on the situation, dump them, and then you can fetch them back next turn, which admittedly is a little slow. 3 mana for a 1/2 that has to pay its casting cost and tap just to return it, just to then cast it again. It's a little slow. But I really, really, really love him. So I'm super excited for this list. Next up we have Vampiric Tutor, just generic tutor. Gamble, same thing. Birds of Paradise, Mana Dork. Elvish Mystic, Mana Dork. Fintorn Elves, Mana Dork. Draga Tree Speaker, Mana Dork, potentially double Mana Dork. Lanalore Elves, same deal. I'm actually playing both Sylvan and Worldly Tutor. So they both cost a green, and functionally they're the exact same card. For a single green, you search your library for a creature card, reveal it, shuffle your library, put that card on top of it. Only difference is Worldly Tutor's way better because it's instant speed. So anyway, aside from that, we have Top obviously because yay card filtering. We have Demonic Tutor, the OG artwork because it's the best. And here we go, Cryptolith Right. This is pretty much an auto-include for me in any deck running green. For 1 on the green, it's an enchantment that reads, creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, so it makes all your creatures mana dorks, turns them into birds of paradise. It's nice. Dawn Treader Elk, ramp, basically 1 on the green for a 2/2 with green sack. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap, shuffle your library. Farseek, search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain, put it on the battlefield tap, shuffle your library for 1 and a green. Fauna Shaman is amazing because you discard a creature that you can fetch back to then tutor for a creature. 1 and a green for a 2/2. Green, tap, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. We're playing a few removal options, specifically for artifact and enchantment hate, naturalized, 1 on a green, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Rampant growth, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle your library for 1 on a green. Moving on, we have aforementioned Buried Alive, Grim Tutor, 1 double black, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, shuffle your library, you lose 3 life. Really good, because unlike Vampiric Tutor, although it's 3 times as expensive, the life loss is next to, like, worthless, basically. There's almost no situation where that'll actually be relevant. And, yeah, I mean, it puts it right into your hand, which is amazing. Also, that artwork is hardcore. Vampire Nighthawk, 1 double black, 2/3 flying, death touch lifelink, just a generically good creature in here for devotion purposes. Necropotence, basically, it's EDH legal, Yawgmoth's bargain. Chaos Warp, 2 in a red, on a target permanent shuffles it into the library, then reveals top card of that library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. As use lost, but seeking 2 in a green for a 1/2 legendary human monk, play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. Great for ramping. Beast Flame, 2 in a green. I guess basically green's version of Chaos Warp. Destroy target permanent controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token. We have Beastmaster Ascension, 2 in a green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as it has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. Just period, static, amazing. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, 2 in a green for a 2/4 enchantment Nymph Dryad. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control every basic land type in addition to their other types. So yeah, really nice. Far Wanderings, this is one I really like. As far as the cards that I choose for ramp, I like having ones that are pretty flexible in that they can search for any basic land type, as opposed to a specific one like Nature's Lore, which is specifically forests. So yeah. Far Wanderings, 2 in a green, search the library for a basic land card, put it under the battlefield tab, shuffle your library. Threshold, if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard and searches your library for 3 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Farhaven Elf, 2 in a green for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tab, and shuffle your library. Can almost reach 2 in a green, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. If you those cards, put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hands, then shuffle your library. It's basically Cultivate. Functionally the exact same card. More permanent hate, Crowstand Grip, 2 in a green, split second as long as the spell is on the stack. Players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Here we have Mana Gorge Hydra, one of the big boys of this deck. 2 in a green for a 1/1 Trampling Hydra. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Counts for everybody. Really great. Reclamation Sage, 2 in a green for a 2/1 Elf Shaman. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Tireless Tracker, 2 in a green for a 3/2 Human Scout. Landfall, Investigate, create a colorless clue artifact token with pay 2, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on Tireless Tracker. Wood Elves, 2 in a green, enters the battlefield, search your library for a forest card, put that card onto the battlefield, shuffle your library. Can fetch non-basic forests, so that's cool. Courser Crewfix, 1 double green for a 2/4 enchantment creature Centaur. Play the top card of the library revealed. You may play land cards from the top of your library. Landfall, gain 1 life. So, mini Tatiova. Mono green Tatiova, basically. Eternal Witness, 1 double green for a 2/1 Human Shaman. Infinitely better than Oaken Shield. It's free, it's any card, and it's a bigger body. So, yeah, amazing. Goes in the Evergreen deck. Azuriel Renegade Leader, 1 double green for a 2/2 legendary creature, Elf Warrior. 1 green to regenerate another target elf, can't target itself. 2 triple green, Overrun, elf creatures for elves, elf creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. Then we have Steel Leaf Champion, which is triple green for a 5/4 Elf Knight. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And finally, we have Rhythm of the Wild for 1 red and a green, which is an amazing enchantment that reads as follows. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot, meaning they enter the battlefield with your choice of either a +1/+1 counter or a haste, which is nice. Moving on, we have Erebos, God of the Dead, 3 and a black for a 5/7, legendary enchantment creature god with indestructible. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, Erebos isn't a creature. Your opponents can't gain life, 1 and a black, pay 2 life, draw a card. Phyrexian Obliterator, boy, this guy's nasty. Quad black for a 5/5 trampling horror. Whenever a source deals damage to Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. Absolute blowout. Anger, 3 and a red for a 2/2 incarnation with haste. As long as Anger's in your graveyard and you control a mountain, creatures you control have haste. Perforus, God of the Forge, 3 and red for a legendary enchantment creature god, 6/5, indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, it's not a creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Perforus deals 2 damage to each opponent. And for 2 and a red, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Birthing Pod, 3 and Phyrexian green. For an artifact with 1 Phyrexian green, tap, sacrifice a creature. Search the library for a creature card or convert a mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's CMC. Put it onto the battlefield, shuffle your library, activate only as a sorcery. Forgotten Ancient, 3 and a green for a 0/3 elemental. Like Gorge Hydra, gets bigger each time with a +1/+1 counter for each time a player casts a spell, including yourself. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from it onto other creatures. Oracle of Moldiah, 3 and a green for a 2/2 Elf Shaman. Play an additional land of each of your turns. Play the top card of the library revealed. You may play lands in the top of your library. Beast Whisperer, 2 double green for a 2/3 Elf Druid. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Nice card advantage generator. Greater Good, same thing. 2 double green enchantment, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Harmonized, again, same thing. 2 double green, draw 3 cards. Sorcery speed, not bad. Dictate of Erebos, 3 double black for enchantment flash. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Really like the artwork and flavor text. Final Parting is absolutely awesome in this deck. 3 double black for a sorcery. Search the library for 2 cards. Put 1 into your hand, the other into your graveyard. Then shuffle your library. Really impactful story beat moment there. Great Merchant of Asphodel, good old Gary, 3 double black 2/4. When it ETBs, each opponent loses X life, or X to your devotion to black, you gain life equal to the life lost that way. So extort basically for devotion to black. We have the Eternal, $20 card here. 3 double red for a 4/6, a legendary zombie Minotaur warrior. Minotaur. Sorry. Love to bust this. Afflicts 3 whenever this creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 3 life. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add red for each 1 life your opponent's lost this turn. Moving on, we have Bolts of Citadel, 3 triple black for a legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of the library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its converted mana cost rather than pay its mana cost. Tap, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. Really nice. Atali Primal Storm, 4 double red for a 6/6 legendary Elder Dinosaur.